The hand understands what the mind sometimes argues with. A thought can pass quickly. It can sound convincing for one moment and disappear before it has asked anything of you. A sentence placed on a page is different. Your eyes meet it. Your hand carries it. Your body becomes part of the statement. The words slow down enough to be witnessed. This is why a pen can reach places that thought alone often misses. When you put a sentence in your own hand, you are not performing a trick. You are making contact with yourself. You are giving shape to an idea that may have felt too vague to trust. You are creating a small record of what you are choosing to practice. The page does not force you to agree. It does not demand that you pretend. It gives you a place to be honest. You can place one sentence there and feel resistance rise. You can see where your hand hesitates. You can hear the old reply. That is useful. Resistance is not proof that the new sentence is false. It is often proof that the old one has been repeated for a very long time. The thinking mind can debate for hours. It can collect every mistake, every late payment, every missed chance, every season when the numbers did not stretch far enough. It can build a courtroom out of memory and place you on trial before the day has even begun. Your hand can interrupt that courtroom, not with denial, not with fantasy, with a statement that is calm enough to live beside the facts and strong enough to change how you meet them. You may already know what it feels like to wake and reach for worry before your feet reach the floor. The day has not asked anything of you yet, but your chest is already braced. Your mind moves toward totals, due dates, unanswered messages, unfinished work, and the question of whether there will be enough room for everything. You may check an account with your breath held. You may read one number and let it decide the tone of the next 12 hours. You may feel relief for a few minutes, then begin searching for the next reason to be afraid. You may earn, save, plan, and still feel as though safety is always one step farther away. This does not make you weak. It means your nervous system has learned to treat uncertainty as a warning. It means the part of you that wants to protect you has become overworked. It means you may be carrying a money belief that was formed before you had the power to examine it. Perhaps you learned that every ordinary purchase must be defended. You buy something useful, then question it for the rest of the day. You replay the decision. You calculate what else the amount could have covered. You turn a simple exchange into a moral test. Perhaps you learned that asking for fair payment makes you difficult. You lower your rate before anyone objects. You add more work without naming it. You make your requests smaller so another person will not feel uncomfortable. You call it being flexible, but somewhere inside it feels like disappearing. Perhaps you deflect help because accepting it awakens an old unease. You say you are fine. You insist that someone else needs it more. You rush to repay kindness before you have even let it land. Perhaps you postpone joy until everything is settled. You tell yourself that rest can come later. A pleasant meal can come later. A day without constant calculation can come later. A gift for yourself can come later. You keep moving the line because life rarely offers a season in which every concern is finished. Perhaps you believe confidence should arrive after perfect evidence, after the savings grow, after the debt changes, after the work becomes secure, after every mistake has been corrected, after you have proven that you will never struggle again. Until then, you speak to yourself as though uncertainty has removed your dignity. You call yourself careless when you are learning. You call yourself behind when you are rebuilding. You call yourself foolish for choices made with the knowledge you had at the time. You turn practical pressure into a judgment about your character. This is one of the quiet ways fear keeps its place. It makes a situation feel like an identity. A hard month becomes, I am bad with this. A delayed goal becomes, I never follow through. A mistake becomes, I cannot trust myself. A request for support becomes, I should have known better. These sentences are heavy because they do more than describe a moment. They tell you who you are allowed to become. The page can help you separate what happened from who you are. A fact can be named without becoming a life sentence. A number can be faced without becoming a verdict. A plan can be adjusted without turning into shame. A lesson can be learned without using cruelty as the teacher. You do not need harshness to become responsible. You do not need panic to become prepared. You do not need self-rejection to make a wiser choice. You can be honest and kind at the same time. You can look clearly and still stand on your own side. That is where confidence begins, not in pretending that every concern is gone, not in acting as though practical limits do not matter. It begins when you stop using fear as the only voice you trust. It begins when your inner language becomes steady enough to support the next useful step. It begins when you meet the day as a person who can learn, ask, plan, repair, and continue. This kind of confidence is quieter than performance. It does not need to announce itself. It does not promise that nothing difficult will happen. It says, whatever is true, I will meet it without abandoning myself. That sentence changes the posture of the day. It changes how you open an email. It changes how you approach a conversation about pay. It changes whether you delay a necessary question. It changes how long you hide from a statement, a bill, a form, or a decision. It changes the tone you use when you speak about your own progress. The outer situation may not transform in one morning, but your relationship with the situation can begin to shift now. That shift matters. A calmer mind sees more options. A supported mind can learn. A person who is not busy attacking themselves has more strength available for action. This is not mystical arithmetic. It is the practical result of changing the sentence that accompanies your choices. Your attention follows what you repeatedly expect. If you expect humiliation, you may avoid asking. If you expect rejection, you may offer less before anyone responds. If you expect that one mistake proves permanent failure, you may stop before practice has time to become skill. If you expect that good things always create guilt, you may keep comfort at a distance. These patterns do not mean you are incapable. They mean the old instruction has been running without review. You are reviewing it now. You are not reviewing it to blame the younger version of yourself. You are not reviewing it to blame the people who raised you. Many people pass on what they had to use in order to survive. A warning repeated through a hard season can become a family rule. A sentence meant to protect can remain long after the original danger has changed. You may have heard adults lower their voices at the kitchen table. You may have watched envelopes opened with tension. You may have learned that a ringing phone could change the mood of the room. You may have seen one person carry the whole burden while trying not to show it. You may have heard that people with more were selfish, careless, lucky, dishonest, or unlike your family. You may have heard that wanting more was greedy. You may have heard that being satisfied meant never asking for better. You may have heard that struggle was proof of goodness. You may have heard that ease should not be trust. And you may have learned to feel safer, expecting less. Children absorb atmosphere before they understand context. They do not know which sentence belongs to one difficult year, and which sentence is meant to guide a whole life. They notice faces. They notice silence. They notice what changes the room. You may have made a private promise very early. I will not be a burden. I will not ask for too much. I will be easy to take care of. I will prove I deserve what I have. I will stay alert so nothing surprises me. I will make myself useful before I let myself rest. A private promise can feel like personality after enough years. You may call yourself independent when part of you is afraid to need anyone. You may call yourself careful when part of you is terrified of choosing. You may call yourself humble when part of you is frightened of being seen. You may call yourself realistic when part of you has learned to expect disappointment before hope can speak. There is no shame in discovering this. Discovery is not accusation. It is the moment an old sentence becomes visible enough to change. You can honor the people who did their best and still choose a new instruction. You can respect what survival taught you and stop using survival rules in every room. You can appreciate your caution and teach it a different job. You can say, "Thank you for trying to protect me. I am learning a steadier way now." That is not betrayal. It is growth. Real financial pressure also deserves respect. A mindset practice cannot replace a budget, a clear conversation, a revised plan, legal or financial guidance, community support, or professional help when those are needed. These affirmations are not financial advice. They are here to support the inner ground from which you make practical choices. The inner ground matters because shame can make useful action harder. Fear can scatter attention. Self-attack can drain the energy needed to gather information. Avoidance can grow when every fact feels like proof of failure. A more supportive inner voice does not erase responsibility. It helps you stay present long enough to practice it. You can ask qualified people for guidance without deciding that needing guidance means you have failed. You can learn how a system works. You can request a payment plan. You can review a habit. You can ask for clarity. You can negotiate. You can seek better work. You can rest before making an important decision. You can change your mind when new information arrives. You can take one useful action without solving your whole future before breakfast. Confidence grows through this kind of contact with reality. It is not a costume you put on. It is trust built through repeated moments of staying with yourself. Each time you face a number without calling yourself a name, trust grows. Each time you ask a clear question, trust grows. Each time you pause before agreeing to terms that do not respect your time, a trust grows. Each time you accept support without rushing to erase the debt of gratitude, trust grows. Each time you make a plan that includes your humanity, trust grows. Each time you recover from an imperfect choice, trust grows. You do not need a flawless history to build a dependable future. You need a different way of meeting the next moment. The first part of that new way is language. Language does not control every event, but it shapes the position from which you respond. The sentence inside you can narrow the room or help you see the door. It can make one difficulty feel final, or remind you that difficulties can be handled in steps. Old language sounds absolute. I always ruin things. Nothing ever works. I cannot handle this. There is never enough. People like me do not get ahead. The future will only repeat the past. New language does not need to shout back. It can be measured. I am learning to meet this clearly. I can gather the information I need. I can make one wise choice at a time. I am building trust with myself. I am willing to become more comfortable with support. I can respond without turning against myself. These are not grand claims. They are instructions for attention. They help the mind look for the next workable move. They help the body come out of the posture of constant threat. They help you remain in the conversation. They help you stay at the table long enough to learn. This is where the pen becomes important. The hand moves more slowly than panic. The page gives the sentence a boundary. Ink makes a thought visible enough to examine. You can see whether the words feel too far away. You can make them more honest. You can remove a phrase that asks you to pretend. You can choose a line that stretches you without breaking trust. There is wisdom in that adjustment. A sentence does not become powerful because it sounds impressive. It becomes useful because you can return to it, because it speaks to the part of you that is ready, because it invites one more inch of truth. You may not be ready to say, "I feel completely secure." You may be ready to say, "I am learning to create more steadiness." You may not be ready to say, "I trust every decision I make." You may be ready to say, "I can pause, learn, and choose with care." You may not be ready to say, "I welcome every form of receiving." You may be ready to say, "I am becoming more comfortable with support that respects me." Bridge sentences matter because they keep honesty inside the practice. They do not ask the frightened part of you to vanish. They show that part a path. They say, "You do not have to leap. You can come with me." This is how a new belief begins to form. Not by overpowering the old one, not by mocking it, not by demanding instant certainty, by offering another sentence often enough that the mind has more than one road to take. The road you repeat becomes easier to find. The sentence you practice becomes more available under pressure. The tone you use becomes the tone your choices begin to hear. You're not trying to become careless. You're not trying to ignore risk. You are not trying to force yourself into constant positivity. You are becoming less available for unnecessary fear. You are becoming more willing to act from dignity. You are learning that caution and confidence can share the same room. You can look at facts. You can prepare. You can seek counsel. You can protect your limits. You can also believe that you are capable of learning what you do not yet know. This is a mature form of hope. It does not ask life to guarantee the outcome. It asks you not to disappear before the next step is clear. It asks you to stay in relationship with yourself. The day ahead may contain decisions, requests, delays, opportunities, expenses, conversations, and moments when the old sentence tries to return. You do not have to fight every thought. You can recognize the voice. You can say, "I know where that came from." You can place your hand on the page. You can choose what deserves to be carried forward. A word in your own handwriting is a small act of authorship. It says the past may explain the sentence, but the past does not own the pen. The sentence can change. The tone can change. The response can change. The next action can change. Your relationship with possibility can change. The first hours of the day often reveal which instruction has been practiced most. Before the world becomes noisy, the old rule may begin giving orders. Hurry, check, compare, prepare for the worst. Do not relax. Do not expect help. Do not make a mistake. Do not let anyone see that you are uncertain. These commands can feel responsible because they arrive wearing the voice of urgency. They can make tension look like discipline. They can make exhaustion look like commitment. They can make constant vigilance look like wisdom. Responsibility has a different feeling. It can be alert without being alarmed. It can be organized without being cruel. It can make room for facts without turning every fact into a threat. It can say, "This matters, and I can meet it." You may have spent years believing pressure was the force that kept you moving. You may fear that if you stop criticizing yourself, you will lose your drive. Yet consider how much energy has been spent recovering from the criticism itself. How many decisions became harder because you were trying to choose and punish yourself at the same time? How many conversations were avoided because you expected your own voice to shame you afterward? How many opportunities were made smaller because you wanted to protect yourself from disappointment? How many useful lessons were missed because the moment became a trial instead of a classroom? Kindness is not the removal of standards. It is the removal of needless harm. You can expect honesty from yourself without using humiliation. You can ask for growth without treating your present self as an enemy. You can hold a limit without apologizing for having needs. You can acknowledge regret without building a home inside it. The version of you who made past choices was trying to live with the understanding, pressure, support, and capacity available then. Some choices may need repair. Some habits may need structure. Some consequences may need patient attention. None of this requires you to become less worthy of respect. Respect makes repair possible. When you respect yourself, you are more likely to open what you have avoided. You are more likely to seek accurate information. You are more likely to say, "I do not understand this yet." You are more likely to ask what can be changed. You are more likely to stay present when the answer is not immediate. Self-respect gives patience a place to stand. It also changes how you see progress. Progress may be a conversation you finally begin. It may be a boundary you keep. It may be reading the full document instead of imagining the worst. It may be choosing not to buy something because the choice supports a larger purpose, without turning that choice into deprivation or shame. It may be choosing to enjoy something you planned for without spending the rest of the day prosecuting yourself. It may be accepting a fair compliment. It may be naming the value of your work. It may be resting before you answer. It may be learning one skill that makes the next season more stable. These moments do not always look dramatic from the outside. Inside, they are evidence that a different instruction is taking root. This is why the beginning of the day matters. Not because one sunrise has magical power, but because early attention is less crowded. Before reactions gather speed, you can choose the tone that will accompany them. You can decide that today will not begin with an attack. You can decide that one number will not be asked to define your whole future. You can decide that an unfinished matter will be approached as a matter, not as proof against you. You can decide that confidence will mean staying available to the truth. You can decide that support is compatible with strength. You can decide that learning is compatible with dignity. You can decide that care is compatible with ambition. This choice does not need noise. It needs repetition. A steady sentence. A willing hand. A place to return. For now, let that be enough. You are not required to prove a whole new life before the day begins. You are choosing the inner position from which you will meet it. You are replacing the old courtroom with a clear desk. You are setting down the evidence that has been used against you. You are keeping the lessons. You are releasing the sentence of shame. You are making room for a steadier instruction. The hand is ready. The page is open. You are still the one holding the pen. What you practice becomes easier to reach when pressure arrives. This is true of worry. It is also true of steadiness. A thought repeated for years can begin to feel like instinct. It moves before you have time to question it. You hear a request and immediately prepare to say yes. You see an opportunity and immediately search for the reason you are not ready. You consider asking for fair compensation and immediately reduce the amount in your mind. The reaction feels natural because it is familiar. Familiarity is powerful, but it is not the same as truth. An old belief can guide your attention so quietly that you do not see the guidance. It highlights certain details and hides others. It remembers every time you struggled and overlooks the moments when you adapted. It keeps a perfect record of embarrassment while misplacing the evidence of courage. This does not happen because your mind is against you. The mind tries to confirm what it already understands. If it has learned that resources are always about to disappear, it searches for signs of loss. If it has learned that asking creates conflict, it searches for signs that another person may be displeased. If it has learned that confidence belongs only to people with perfect histories, it searches your past for disqualifying evidence. The search itself can shape the decision that follows. You may avoid a useful conversation because you already expect it to go badly. You may not apply because you assume someone more qualified will be chosen. You may remain silent when the terms are unclear. You may offer more than was requested because you hope extra effort will make your place secure. You may call this caution. Sometimes it is caution. Sometimes it is an old sentence making the choice before you have examined the facts. A belief can steer what you look at, what you overlook, how you interpret another person's response, and how quickly you recover when an outcome disappoints you. It can influence whether you ask a second question. It can influence whether you try again. It can influence whether you prepare carefully or avoid completely. It can influence whether you treat a temporary obstacle as information or as a final answer. This is why inner language matters without being magical. Words do not command the world. They influence the person who enters it. A supportive sentence cannot guarantee a particular result, but it can help you remain available to choices that fear may have hidden. It can help you speak clearly. It can help you compare options. It can help you tolerate the discomfort of learning. It can help you keep a boundary when guilt tries to negotiate it away. It can help you recover without turning one disappointment into a prophecy. The change begins downstream. A new sentence changes the tone of your attention. The tone of your attention affects your choices. Your choices become habits. Your habits create evidence. That evidence teaches the mind what is now possible. This takes time. It is not a failure that it takes time. You are working with instructions that may have been practiced for decades. Some were spoken directly, some were absorbed without words. Some were shaped by real hardship. Some were formed when you watched someone you loved carry more than they could safely hold. You are not erasing history. You are deciding what history is permitted to teach next. There is a difference between remembering a hard season and living as though that season never ended. There is a difference between respecting risk and expecting disaster. There is a difference between being careful and being afraid to move. There is a difference between humility and making yourself smaller. There is a difference between patience and postponing your life. The old instruction often blurs those differences. It tells you that tension is protection. It tells you that self-denial is virtue. It tells you that accepting support creates danger. It tells you that speaking confidently will make you arrogant. It tells you that wanting a more stable life means you are ungrateful for the life you have. These claims can remain unchallenged because they carry emotional history. They may sound like someone whose approval once mattered. They may carry the atmosphere of a room you remember clearly. They may be connected to the fear of becoming unlike the people you love. Growth can awaken questions about loyalty. Will I still belong if I live differently? Will I still be understood if I stop apologizing for my needs? Will I become selfish if I protect my time? Will I lose my values if I become more comfortable? Will others think I have forgotten where I came from? These questions deserve tenderness. You do not have to reject your family to revise an inherited rule. You do not have to mock the past to choose a healthier future. You can carry forward generosity without carrying self-neglect. You can carry forward discipline without carrying constant fear. You can carry forward humility without refusing recognition. You can carry forward care for others without leaving yourself outside that care. You can keep the love and change the instruction. The new sentence does not have to insult the old one. It can acknowledge its purpose. It can say, "You helped me remain alert during a difficult time." Then it can say, "I no longer need alarm to guide every decision." It can say, "You taught me to value what I have." Then it can say, "I can value what I have and still build toward greater stability." It can say, You taught me not to take support for granted. Then it can say, I can appreciate support without believing I must suffer to deserve it. This is how the past becomes a teacher instead of a ruler. A belief begins to loosen when you can hear it without automatically obeying it. At first, there may be only a small space between the old sentence and your response. That space is enough. In that space, you can ask whether the thought belongs to the present moment. You can ask what evidence is actually available. You can ask what a respectful next step would look like. You can ask whether shame is adding anything useful. You can ask what you would say to someone you deeply cared for in the same position. These questions do not make the choice for you. They help you return to yourself before you make it. A steady inner voice is not always optimistic. Sometimes it says, "This needs attention." Sometimes it says, "I need help understanding this." Sometimes it says, "I cannot agree to these terms." Sometimes it says, "I made a mistake and I can begin repairing it." Sometimes it says, "This opportunity is not right for me." Sometimes it says, "I am disappointed, but I am not finished." Confidence does not mean saying yes to everything. It means trusting yourself enough to look, learn, decide, and adjust. It means you do not have to know every answer before you begin. It means uncertainty does not automatically remove your voice. It means a difficult feeling can be present without becoming the leader. You can feel nervous and still ask the question. You can feel inexperienced and still prepare. You can feel disappointed and still remain open. You can feel tired and still choose one manageable action. You can feel hope without demanding certainty. This is a more durable confidence than excitement. Excitement rises and falls. A durable confidence remains available when the mood changes. It is built through evidence you create in ordinary moments. You create evidence when you keep a promise to review something important. You create evidence when you do not avoid the conversation. You create evidence when you make space to think before committing. You create evidence when you seek qualified guidance rather than guessing. You create evidence when you say no without producing a long defense. You create evidence when you let a planned pleasure remain pleasant. You create evidence when you return after a setback. The mind learns from repetition. It watches what you do. It listens to how you explain what you do. If every small error is followed by an attack, the mind learns that action is dangerous. If effort is followed by acknowledgement, correction, and continued movement, the mind learns that action is survivable. This distinction can change the emotional cost of responsibility. You do not need to make every practical task feel inspiring. You can make it feel safe enough to begin, safe enough to look, safe enough to ask, safe enough to remain present, That is often how real progress starts. There is an old oak standing at the edge of a field. Its trunk is broad now, marked by seasons of rain, heat, wind, and cold. The bark is folded into deep ridges. Some branches reach outward with certainty. Others show where storms took what could no longer remain. Near the lower part of the trunk, 2 initials can still be seen. They were carved when the tree was much younger. At the time, the letters were shallow and small. A narrow line, a brief inscription. A mark made by a hand that could not have imagined how the trunk would change. Years passed. The oak did not stay the size it was on the day of the carving. It widened. Its rings gathered quietly beneath the bark. The slender marks moved outward with the living wood. The initials did not remain small. They grew wide with the tree. What had been placed there once became larger as everything around it matured. The carving did not cause the oak to grow. The oak had its own life. Its roots searched the soil. Its leaves met the sun. Its branches endured weather. The inscription traveled with that growth. This is the teaching. A sentence placed within you does not control every circumstance. It does not replace effort, learning, planning, or support. It becomes part of what grows with you. An old sentence carved early can widen through the years. A small fear learned at a kitchen table can become a broad rule in adulthood. A quiet promise not to need too much can grow into difficulty asking for fair treatment. A childhood decision to remain unnoticed can become hesitation when visibility is required. A warning against waste can widen until every form of enjoyment feels unsafe. The original mark may have been small. The life around it expanded. The letters expanded too. This explains why a reaction can feel larger than the moment that triggered it. You are not responding only to the present request, price, conversation, or choice. You may also be touching a mark that has grown with you. The good news is not that you can remove every trace of the past. The good news is that you can choose what you inscribe now. The oak continues living after the first carving. Its growth does not stop. New seasons continue adding strength. The old initials remain, but they are no longer the only mark the tree carries. The trunk holds rain lines. It holds healed places. It holds evidence of storms survived. It holds years the original hand could not foresee. You are also carrying more than the first sentence. You carry what you have learned. You carry the ways you have adapted. You carry the boundaries you have begun to understand. You carry the questions you are now willing to ask. You carry the ability to choose a different inscription. A new sentence may feel small today. It may seem almost too simple compared with the size of the old pattern. Do not underestimate the value of a small, true mark. You are not trying to carve deeper through force. You are choosing carefully. You are placing a line where you can return to it. You are letting time and practice widen its meaning. At first, the sentence may be something you understand only intellectually. You may read it and think, I can see why this would be healthy, but I do not feel it yet. That is all right. The first initials were not wide on the first day. Growth gave them breadth. Your new sentence does not need to feel fully established before it becomes worthy of practice. It needs to be honest enough to remain. It needs to be steady enough to guide one choice. It needs to be kind enough that you do not have to abandon yourself to repeat it. Imagine the difference between carving in panic and carving with care. Panic presses too hard. It wants immediate proof. It demands that the whole trunk change around the sentence at once. Care chooses the words. Care respects the living surface. Care knows that the mark will meet many seasons. You are not forcing confidence into yourself. You are making a clear inscription and then living beside it. You are giving it evidence. You are letting your actions strengthen its shape. A sentence about self-trust widens when you keep one boundary. A sentence about capability widens when you learn one unfamiliar task. A sentence about support widens when you accept help without apology. A sentence about calm widens when you review a fact without attacking yourself. A sentence about worth widens when you speak the full value of your work. This is how inner language and outer behavior begin to agree. The sentence guides the action. The action confirms the sentence. The inscription becomes easier to recognize. You may still see the old initials. You may still feel the old warning rise. A new practice does not require amnesia. It requires another mark, one that represents who you are becoming, one that can widen with the years ahead. There is dignity in choosing that mark deliberately. Many of the sentences that shaped you arrived without consent. They were spoken around you. They were modeled. They were formed in moments when you were too young, too frightened, or too dependent to question them. The next sentence can be chosen. This time, your hand is present. Your awareness is present. Your adult understanding is present. You can consider what the words will ask of you. You can choose a statement that honors both hope and responsibility. You can choose something that does not demand a guarantee. You can choose something that points toward calm action. The new inscription must be able to survive an imperfect day. It cannot be so fragile that one expense destroys it. It cannot depend on praise. It cannot disappear when a plan changes. It cannot require you to feel fearless. It must be rooted in what remains available. Your capacity to pause, your capacity to learn, your capacity to seek help, your capacity to choose again, your capacity to speak to yourself with respect. These capacities do not vanish when circumstances become difficult. Hay may become harder to access. They are still yours. A useful sentence brings you back to them. It reminds you that confidence is not a prediction about the future. It is a relationship with the person who will meet the future. You do not need to know every turn ahead to strengthen that relationship. You can begin with the next decision. You can begin with the way you speak before the decision. You can begin with the tone that meets the outcome afterward. The oak did not become broad in one season. It did not measure its progress every hour. It remained in contact with what nourished it. It responded to weather. It kept adding rings where no one could see them. Much of your growth will also be invisible before it becomes obvious. You may respond differently to a familiar trigger and not realize the importance until later. You may recover more quickly. You may ask for clarification without rehearsing for days. You may stop explaining a reasonable boundary. You may open a document you once avoided. You may recognize guilt and choose not to obey it. You may accept an opportunity without immediately listing every reason you might fail. These are new rings. They are forming beneath the visible surface. They support the wider life you are building. Do not dismiss them because they are quiet. Quiet change can be deeply structural. The old pattern was also built through quiet repetition. A look, a sigh, a warning, a sentence heard more than once, a private conclusion. The new pattern can be built with the same patient power, but with greater awareness. A steady phrase, a fair boundary, a clear question, a repaired mistake, a choice made without self-contempt, a moment of support accepted. The inscription grows through contact with life. It is tested, not to prove that you are unworthy, but to give it substance. When a concern appears, you discover whether the sentence can help you stay present. When someone questions your value, you discover whether the sentence can help you answer without shrinking. When an outcome changes, you discover whether the sentence can help you adapt. When a past regret returns, you discover whether the sentence can help you learn without reopening the old trial. Each test can deepen the mark, not because difficulty is required for worthiness, because practiced language becomes believable when it accompanies you through reality. You do not have to wait until every practical concern is resolved to begin building this kind of self-trust. You build it while resolving what can be resolved. You build it while asking for help with what cannot be carried alone. You build it while accepting that some answers take time. You build it while making choices with the information available. You build it by refusing to make uncertainty mean you are powerless. There will be days when the old inscription seems darker. That does not mean the new one has disappeared. A difficult day can make familiar reactions louder. Fatigue can narrow perspective. An unexpected cost can awaken old fear. A delayed response can invite old conclusions. You can acknowledge the reaction without handing it the pen. You can say, "This feeling is real, and it is not the only guide available." You can return to the sentence. You can return to the facts. You can return to the next respectful action. The return is part of the practice. You are not failing each time you need to return. Returning is how the path becomes familiar. Returning is how the mark grows wider. Returning is how trust is built. The old belief may ask for dramatic proof before it agrees to loosen. You do not owe it dramatic proof. You can offer daily evidence, a clear choice, a calmer response, a question asked, a boundary honored, a lesson learned, a small promise kept. Over time, these moments gather. They become part of the trunk. You may look back one day and recognize that the new sentence no longer feels borrowed. It feels like your own hand, your own standard, your own way of meeting life. The first mark can be made now, not with pressure, not with a demand that you become someone else before the day unfolds. With respect for who you already are and care for who you are becoming. The words will need to be chosen well. They must carry confidence without pretending certainty. They must make room for action. They must leave guilt outside the sentence. They must be strong enough to accompany practical reality and soft enough to enter a guarded mind. The oak is still growing. The hand is steadier now. The next inscription can be different. The new sentence must be able to live through an ordinary day. It must remain useful when you feel clear. It must also remain useful when you do not. It must be steady enough to accompany a difficult number, a delayed answer, an unexpected cost, a necessary boundary, and a choice you wish you had made differently. It cannot depend on perfect circumstances. It cannot depend on constant certainty. It cannot ask you to deny what is real. The sentence must give you a place to stand while you meet what is real. That is the difference between a phrase that merely sounds pleasing and one that can help shape your inner life. A useful affirmation is not a decoration. It is an instruction you are willing to practice. It names the quality you want to carry into your choices. It reminds you how you intend to treat yourself while you learn. It places a new mark beside the inherited one. The first mark may still be visible. You may still remember the old warnings. You may still hear the voice that says, confidence must be earned through perfection. You may still feel the pull to check, question, compare, apologize, or prepare for disappointment. The presence of that response does not cancel the due inscription. Both may appear for a while. The old one may arrive first because it knows the path well. The new one can still be chosen. You are not required to erase every fearful thought before you begin speaking differently. You are learning to stop giving every fearful thought final authority. You can hear the old sentence and answer it. You can feel tension and remain respectful toward yourself. You can be uncertain and still choose a measured response. You can need more information and still trust your capacity to gather it. You can be in the middle of rebuilding and still carry dignity. The new sentence is this: I inscribe calm confidence into every choice. Let the words remain plain. They do not promise a particular outcome. They do not claim that every decision will be easy. They do not insist that you will never feel afraid. They name what you are practicing: calm confidence, not noise, not pressure, not performance, not the need to appear certain when you are still learning. Calm confidence means you remain connected to yourself. It means you do not rush merely because discomfort has appeared. It means you do not reduce your needs before another person has responded. It means you do not turn a practical concern into a judgment about your worth. It means you can ask, listen, compare, and decide. It means your inner voice stays beside you while you act. The word inscribe matters. You are not waiting for confidence to appear by accident. You are not hoping it will be handed to you by someone else's approval. You are choosing to place it into the way you meet each decision. You are giving it a mark, a shape, a place in your daily conduct. The sentence does not say that every choice will be correct. It says each choice can be met with a steadier inner posture. You may choose, learn, and revise. You may choose, discover new information, and change direction. You may choose well and still face an outcome you did not expect. Confidence is not the belief that you can control everything. It is the trust that you can remain present when control is limited. Read the sentence again within yourself. I inscribe calm confidence into every choice. This time, do not force yourself to feel convinced. Let the words reach only as far as they can honestly reach. Perhaps one part of you agrees. Perhaps another part immediately produces evidence against the statement. It may remind you of the decision you regret. It may point toward the area where you still feel unprepared. It may say that calm confidence belongs to people who have more experience, more stability, or fewer concerns. That resistance does not need to be silenced. It needs to be understood. The guarded part of you may believe confidence creates risk. It may fear that if you relax, you will overlook something important. It may fear that if you trust yourself, you will become careless. It may fear that if you speak clearly, someone will withdraw approval. It may fear that if you accept help, you will owe more than you can repay. It may fear that if you enjoy what you have, loss will arrive as punishment. These fears often developed around real experiences. Someone may have been criticized after making a mistake. Someone may have been made to feel selfish for asking. Someone may have watched comfort disappear without warning. Someone may have learned that the safest position was to remain prepared for disappointment. The new sentence is not mocking that history. It is offering a different way to carry it. You can remain attentive without remaining alarmed. You can value preparation without using fear as fuel. You can respect limits without treating every desire as dangerous. You can remember past difficulty without assuming it must govern the next season. You can learn from what happened without carving it deeper every day. The new inscription begins with a kinder bridge. I am becoming steadier with each choice. This line may feel easier to hold. It does not claim arrival. It honors movement. It gives you room to learn. It recognizes that steadiness can grow through practice. Use it when the fuller sentence feels too far away. Use it when a difficult day makes confidence feel unfamiliar. Use it when you are tempted to dismiss the entire practice because you cannot feel immediate change. I am becoming steadier with each choice. Becoming is not an excuse to avoid action. It is permission to build capacity while acting. A young oak does not wait until its trunk is broad before it begins meeting weather. It grows while living. It strengthens while responding. Its rings form through seasons that do not ask whether it feels ready. You also develop trust while meeting life. You do not need to finish becoming before you begin choosing. You become through the way you choose. You become through the way you recover. You become through the tone you use after an error. You become through the questions you are willing to ask. You become through the boundaries you are willing to keep. You become through the support you are willing to accept. Each act adds width to the inscription. At first, the new words may feel narrow beside the old ones. That is natural. The earlier mark has had years to grow. It has been reinforced by repetition, emotion, and memory. You do not need to compete with all those years in one day. You are beginning another pattern. The work is not to make the old initials disappear by force. The work is to stop treating them as the only name carved into your life. You have lived beyond the moment when they were formed. You have gathered understanding the younger version of you did not possess. You have survived choices you once feared would define you. You have learned that a mistake can be repaired. You have seen that disappointment can be carried. You have discovered that support can come from unexpected places. You have recognized that some doors remain closed because they are not yours to force. You have also learned that some doors require a clear request. This wisdom belongs in the new inscription. Calm confidence is not innocence. It is experience without self-punishment. It is caution without paralysis. It is hope without a guarantee. It is responsibility without shame. It is the willingness to meet the day without making yourself smaller than the day requires. Say the core sentence again with no demand for a dramatic feeling. I inscribe calm confidence into every choice. Let the word every remain practical. Every does not mean each decision will carry the same weight. Some choices are small, some are serious, some are made quickly, some deserve careful review and qualified support. The sentence means the same inner quality can accompany all of them. You can choose a meal without turning it into a test of your character. You can choose to postpone a purchase without making deprivation your identity. You can decide to ask for more information. You can decide to seek professional guidance. You can decide to decline work that does not respect your time. You can decide to accept an opportunity while acknowledging what you still need to learn. You can decide not to answer immediately. You can decide to revisit a plan. You can decide that a past method no longer fits your present life. Calm confidence makes room for revision. It does not trap you inside a decision merely because you made it. It gives you enough self-respect to say, I know more now. It gives you enough humility to say, I need help. It gives you enough courage to say, this is no longer working. It gives you enough patience to say, I will not rush this. It gives you enough dignity to say, my needs belong in this conversation. These statements are not acts of defiance. They are acts of participation. You are participating in your own life. You are no longer standing outside your decisions, waiting for someone else to confirm that you are permitted to have a voice. You are listening to facts. You are considering consequences. You are honoring your values. You are letting yourself exist within the answer. The old pattern may have trained you to think only about what everyone else needs. It may have taught you to scan the room before you scan your own limits. It may have taught you to agree first and recover later. It may have taught you that peace depends on preventing all disappointment. This is an impossible responsibility. Other people may feel disappointed when you keep a fair boundary. A request may be declined. A conversation may feel uncomfortable. A choice may require time. Confidence does not remove these possibilities. It helps you remain whole while they occur. The oak does not change its rings because someone standing nearby prefers a different history. It carries the seasons it has lived. It continues adding new ones. You also have the right to carry what you have learned. You have the right to become more precise about what you can offer. You have the right to change a pattern that once kept you safe, but now keeps you hidden. You have the right to stop using guilt as proof that you are considerate. You can care deeply without agreeing to everything. You can be generous without making yourself endlessly available. You can be grateful and still desire greater steadiness. You can honor where you came from and still build differently. This is how the new mark begins to widen. It widens when you do not explain your boundary beyond what is needed. It widens when you ask what the work is worth before assuming you should accept less. It widens when you review the facts instead of reviewing your flaws. It widens when you choose a practical next step over a dramatic inner punishment. It widens when you stop treating rest as something that must be purchased with exhaustion. It widens when you let a good moment remain good. There may be a part of you that distrusts ease. When something goes well, you may begin looking for what will take it away. When support appears, you may question the motive. When a plan works, you may tell yourself it was luck. When you make progress, you may immediately raise the standard so the progress cannot be felt. This habit may have helped you avoid surprise. It has also made safety difficult to recognize. Calm confidence teaches you to remain present with what is going well. You do not have to predict how long it will last. You can acknowledge it now. You can let useful support be useful. You can let a clear answer be clear. You can let a completed task be completed. You can let a thoughtful decision count. The mind needs evidence of steadiness, not only evidence of danger. You can give it that evidence deliberately. You can say, I handled that conversation with respect. You can say, I asked before assuming. You can say, I took time to understand. You can say, I did not abandon myself. You can say, I changed direction when the facts changed. You can say, I accepted help that supported my well-being. These acknowledgments are not boasting. They are accurate records. If you record only what went wrong, your inner history becomes incomplete. Confidence grows when the record becomes more honest. The oak carries every ring, not only the difficult seasons, not only the storms. It also carries years of steady rain, rooted stillness, and quiet expansion. Your history contains more than fear. It contains adaptation. It contains persistence. It contains decisions that protected you. It contains moments when you spoke clearly. It contains times you began again. It contains help you found. It contains wisdom you earned. Bring these into the record. Let them stand beside the errors. Let the whole life be seen. You are not trying to prove that you have always trusted yourself. You are showing yourself that trust has already appeared in moments, even if you did not name it then. Every time you learned something difficult, trust was present. Every time you repaired what you could, trust was present. Every time you stepped away from what harmed you, trust was present. Every time you tried again with greater understanding, trust was present. Every time you admitted the truth, trust was present. The new inscription is not entirely foreign. It may be naming a strength that has been quietly active for years. You are bringing it forward. You are choosing to practice it consciously. I inscribe calm confidence into every choice. Let the sentence return for the third time. Hear it now as a commitment rather than a claim. You are committing to bring calm where panic once took over. You are committing to bring confidence where shame once spoke first. You are committing to bring yourself into the choice. You are not committing to perfection. You are not promising that no old reaction will return. You are choosing what you will practice when it does. The practical form of this sentence may look different each day. On one day, it may mean reviewing information before responding. On another, it may mean asking for an explanation. It may mean waiting until your body is less tense before deciding. It may mean speaking with someone qualified. It may mean writing down the facts separately from the fears. It may mean accepting that you cannot solve every concern at once. It may mean choosing the next responsible action and letting that action be enough for now. This is how a sentence becomes part of conduct. It is repeated. It is tested. It is adjusted without being abandoned. It is supported by action. It is given time. Do not measure the value of the practice only by how inspired you feel. Inspiration can be welcome, but it is not required. Some days the sentence may feel warm. Some days it may feel neutral. Some days it may meet a wall of resistance. The practice still counts when you remain honest. You can say, "I do not fully trust this yet, but I am willing to stop repeating the opposite as though it were permanent truth." That willingness is meaningful. It loosens the certainty of the old mark. It creates room. It tells the mind that another interpretation is available. You do not have to leap from fear to complete assurance. You can move from fear to curiosity, from curiosity to a clear question, from a clear question to better information, from better information to a considered choice, from a considered choice to more trust. This is a path you can walk. It respects your intelligence. It respects the reality of practical pressure. It respects the time required for deep change. Your confidence does not need to resemble anyone else's. It may not be loud. It may not be visible from across a room. It may appear as a slower answer, a straighter posture, a complete sentence, a willingness to read before reacting, a refusal to turn against yourself, a decision to ask for help sooner, a choice to stop negotiating against your own needs. These are powerful forms of self-trust. They may look quiet because rooted things often grow quietly. The oak does not announce each new ring. The trunk still widens. Your inner life can change without constant display. You do not need to post every lesson. You do not need to explain every boundary. You do not need to persuade everyone that your new standard is valid. You need to live beside it long enough that it becomes familiar. The new sentence belongs to you because you choose it. Its value is not determined by whether another person understands it. Its strength does not depend on applause. It is carried in the moments when no one else is watching. When you open the account, when you review the document, when you prepare the request, when you decline the terms, when you choose not to buy, when you choose to enjoy what was planned, when you make a mistake, when you begin the repair. These are the places where the inscription grows. You may think confidence should arrive before action. Often confidence is shaped by action. You take one measured step. The mind sees that you remained present. You take another. The mind begins to revise its expectation. You do not have to wait for an internal announcement telling you that you are ready. Readiness may be quieter. It may sound like, I can learn what is needed. It may sound like, I can ask. It may sound like, I can begin without knowing everything. It may sound like, I can stop if the facts show this is not right. It may sound like, I can treat myself respectfully either way. That is enough readiness for many first steps. You are not required to carry the entire future in one decision. A single choice is not the whole tree. It is one place where the new inscription meets living wood. The future will contain other choices, other information, other seasons. You will continue growing around what you learn. This understanding can reduce the pressure to make every answer final. You can choose thoughtfully without pretending that you control every variable. You can commit without losing the right to reassess. You can move forward without insulting the version of you who once moved differently. That version was also trying to find safety. You can thank them for surviving. You can take the pen from their tired hand. You can say, I will continue from here. There is no need for contempt. There is no need for only a transfer of responsibility. The adult you are now can choose a sentence with more room inside it. A sentence where facts and kindness can coexist. A sentence where caution and courage can work together. A sentence where support does not cancel strength. A sentence where confidence is practiced, not performed. I inscribe calm confidence into every choice. Carry it lightly. You do not need to grip it. Let it accompany you. Let it return when you feel rushed. Let it return when shame tries to make the decision. Let it return when an old family rule appears as if it were the only possible truth. Let it remind you that the first carving is not the final one. The tree is still living. The trunk is still widening. The years ahead have not yet finished shaping the letters. What you place within your daily practice can grow with you. Choose the mark with care. Keep it honest. Support it with action. Give it time. Your hand no longer belongs to the old sentence. The next line is yours. Receiving can feel unfamiliar when your first lessons taught you to earn every kindness twice. You may know how to give. You may know how to prepare. You may know how to carry more than was asked. You may know how to anticipate what others need before they speak. Receiving asks for a different strength. It asks you to remain present when something supportive arrives. It asks you not to reduce it, repay it immediately, or explain why someone else deserves it more. It asks you to let the moment reach you. This can be difficult when guilt has been carved beside generosity for many years. You may have learned that a good person gives without needing. You may have learned that strength means handling everything alone. You may have learned that accepting help makes you indebted. You may have learned that comfort should be followed by sacrifice. You may have learned that enjoying what you have is dangerous when others are struggling. These teachings may have come from care. They may have come from hardship. They may have come from people who were trying to preserve dignity during seasons when very little felt secure. You can respect the origin of those lessons without letting them govern every exchange now. Receiving is not taking without regard. Receiving is not entitlement. Receiving is not refusing responsibility. It is the capacity to accept what is freely and appropriately offered without turning the gift into evidence against your character. A fair payment can be received. A sincere compliment can be received. Useful guidance can be received. Time can be received. Rest can be received. A clear opportunity can be received. Support can be received. You do not become less generous when you stop refusing everything that might help you grow. You become more balanced. The oak does not apologize for drawing what it needs from the ground. It does not declare itself selfish because the roots take in what sustains the trunk. It does not prove its worth by rejecting nourishment. It receives what supports life, and it uses that support to keep growing. You are also part of life. Your needs are not an error in the design. You require time, care, information, shelter, respect, and restoration. You require exchanges that do not empty you. You require room to think. You require the freedom to say yes with honesty and no without self-hatred. These are not excessive demands. They are part of living with dignity. The old inscription may still say, "Do not ask." It may still say, "Do not make trouble." It may still say, "Be grateful for whatever is offered." It may still say, "Take less so others will remain comfortable." You can hear those words and still choose a different response. You can ask whether the exchange is fair. You can ask whether the terms are clear. You can ask whether your time is being respected. You can ask whether you are agreeing from willingness or from fear. You can ask whether guilt is speaking more loudly than wisdom. A calm question can protect years of energy. A clear answer can prevent resentment. A considered boundary can keep generosity from becoming depletion. This is part of confidence. Confidence is not only the courage to move toward an opportunity, it is also the courage to examine what the opportunity requires. It is the ability to remain present when something looks promising. It is the willingness to read carefully. It is the patience to ask what has not been explained. It is the self-respect to walk away when the exchange does not honor you. A supportive inner sentence does not make you easier to mislead. It can make you more attentive. Fear often rushes. Fear may say yes before the offer disappears. Fear may say no before the possibility is understood. Fear may assume the worst. Fear may become so eager for relief that it stops asking questions. Calm confidence creates enough space to look. It says, I can appreciate this and still understand it. It says, I can be hopeful and still take care. It says, I can accept support without surrendering my judgment. It says, I can decline without turning the other person into an enemy. You do not need to become suspicious of every good thing. You do not need to become available to every offer. You are learning discernment. Discernment respects both openness and boundaries. It does not confuse urgency with importance. It does not confuse praise with proof. It does not confuse guilt with guidance. It does not confuse discomfort with danger. Sometimes the right choice will still feel uncomfortable because it is new. Naming your value may feel uncomfortable. Asking for clarification may feel uncomfortable. Accepting help may feel uncomfortable. Keeping a boundary may feel uncomfortable. The Osteng inscription may interpret that discomfort as a warning. You can examine it before obeying it. You can ask, is this unsafe or is this unfamiliar? The answer may not always be obvious. You can take time. You can gather information. You can speak with someone qualified. You can step back. You can let the decision become clearer without insulting yourself for needing space. Real confidence includes the ability to wait for clarity. It does not force an answer to prove courage. It does not rush to appear decisive. It can say, I am considering this. It can say, I need the terms in full. It can say, I will respond after I review the details. It can say, this does not fit my current needs. It can say, I appreciate the offer and I am declining. These sentences protect the new inscription. Each one tells the mind that your voice belongs in the exchange. Each one widens the mark of self-trust. The oak's initials became broad because the living trunk continued to expand around them. Your new sentence also needs a life around it. It needs choices that agree with it. It needs practical care. It needs accurate information. It needs action that supports the words. Affirmations can walk beside budgeting, planning, learning, asking, reviewing, and seeking qualified guidance. They do not replace those things. The sentence inside you helps determine whether you can approach those actions without drowning in shame. It helps determine whether you return after an imperfect attempt. It helps determine whether you ask for help before the pressure becomes unbearable. It helps determine whether you treat information as a tool or as a weapon against yourself. This distinction matters. A plan built through self-respect feels different from a plan built through punishment. Both may contain limits. Both may require changes. Both may ask for discipline. One says, I am protecting what matters. The other says, I must suffer because I have failed. One creates room for learning. The other tries to frighten you into obedience. Fear may produce short bursts of action. It rarely produces lasting trust. You deserve a method you can live with. You deserve structure that does not require contempt. You deserve to learn without being spoken to as though you are a problem. You deserve practical support that recognizes your circumstances. You deserve the dignity of being a beginner when something is new. No one is born understanding every system, negotiation, contract, account, or professional decision. Knowledge is learned. Skill is practiced. Questions are part of competence. Seeking qualified help is often a responsible action, not a confession of failure. The old sentence may tell you that you should already know. The new inscription can answer, I am capable of learning. The old sentence may say that asking will expose you. The new inscription and how, Nisr, clarity protects me. The old sentence may say that a mistake proves you cannot be trusted. The new inscription can answer, I can repair, adjust, and continue. The old sentence may say that accepting assistance makes you weak. The new inscription can answer, wise support strengthens my next step. These responses do not need drama. They need repetition. They need to be used when the old reaction arrives. You may feel guilt when someone pays you fairly. You may immediately think of how much more you should have done. You may search for a reason the amount is too generous. You may add unpaid work after the agreement is complete. You may try to reduce the exchange so that your value feels less visible. Stop before you carve the old rule deeper. Ask whether the agreement was clear. Ask whether you fulfilled it with care. Ask whether the payment reflects the exchange that was made. Let fairness remain fairness. You do not have to turn every balanced exchange into a debt. You may feel guilt when you rest. You may think of tasks that remain unfinished. You may tell yourself that other people work harder. You may believe that peace must wait until nothing needs attention. There will almost always be something that could be done. Rest does not require the disappearance of responsibility. It supports your ability to meet responsibility with a clearer mind. You may feel guilt when you enjoy something you planned for. You may calculate its value again after the choice has been made. You may rehearse every alternative use. You may refuse to let the experience become part of your life because fear insists it must remain a lesson. You can practice staying with what you chose. You can learn from the choice later without punishing the present moment. You may feel guilt when someone offers help. You may begin listing reasons you do not need it. You may try to repay it before it has been fully accepted. You may promise more than was asked so the balance will feel restored. A freely offered kindness does not always require immediate repayment. Gratitude can be complete without self-erasure. You can say thank you. You can let the support do what it came to do. You can remember the care without converting it into a lifelong obligation. Receiving without guilt is not passive. It requires awareness. It requires you to stay in the moment long enough to recognize whether the support is appropriate. It requires you to distinguish genuine help from an exchange with hidden pressure. It requires you to keep your judgment. You are not being asked to accept what does not feel right. You are learning not to reject what is healthy merely because healthy support feels unfamiliar. There is a difference. The new sentence helps you remain present long enough to discover it. I inscribe calm confidence into every choice. That sentence belongs when something is leaving your hands. It also belongs when something is entering them. You can make a payment with awareness. You can accept a payment with dignity. You can offer help with clear limits. You can accept help with gratitude. You can give without proving yourself. You can accept without apologizing for existing. Balance is not cold. It is respectful. It protects the giver from resentment. It protects the receiver from shame. It makes room for clean exchanges. The old family inscription may have praised the person who carried everything quietly. You may have admired endurance. You may have seen someone keep the household, the work, the worry, and the needs of others moving without asking for anything. Their strength may have been real. Their exhaustion may also have been real. You can honor their courage without repeating every cost. You can choose support sooner. You can speak before resentment hardens. You can let another person contribute. You can build a life in which strength includes being held at times. This does not erase the initials already carved into the oak. It gives them a larger context. The family mark remains part of the trunk. It no longer has to define the whole tree. You are not abandoning where you came from. You are adding what the next generation may need. A new way of speaking, a new relationship with help, a new standard for fairness, a new permission to rest, a new understanding that dignity does not require constant struggle. What you practice now may become part of what others learn around you. They may notice that you can discuss practical matters without turning the room cold. They may notice that you can say no without punishment. They may notice that you can make an error and repair it without collapsing into shame. They may notice that support moves in both directions. They may learn that calm is not carelessness. They may learn that receiving is not selfishness. They may learn that confidence can be quiet. This is how an inscription can widen beyond one life, not through grand declarations, through repeated conduct, through the atmosphere you create, through the way you respond when pressure enters the room, through the words you choose when someone younger makes a mistake, through the way you discuss limits, through the way you let gratitude and self-respect exist together. Your practice is personal. its effects can still reach others. For 7 days, you can give this new sentence a place in the beginning of your day. You do not need to perform it perfectly. You do not need to report a dramatic change. You are observing what happens when the new inscription is given regular attention. On the first day, the old sentence may be loud. That does not make the practice unsuccessful. It gives you a clear view of what has been repeated. On another day, you may remember the new line before a decision. On another, you may recognize guilt more quickly. On another, you may ask a question you usually avoid. On another, you may accept something supportive without reducing it. On another, you may recover sooner after doubt. On another, the sentence may feel less like an idea and more like your own voice. Growth does not have to be measured by dramatic emotion. Look for changes in response. Look for a little more space. Look for a kinder tone. Look for the moment you stop before agreeing from fear. Look for the moment you ask for clarity. Look for the moment you let a thoughtful decision count. These are signs that the new mark is widening. If this is day 1 of your 7-day practice, leave a simple check-in comment that says, Day 1, I choose calm confidence. Let that be the only public promise required. The deeper promise remains between you and the life you are building. You are not proving anything to strangers. You are marking the beginning. You are saying that the pen is in your hand now. The next 6 days are not a test of worthiness. They are repeated opportunities to return. You may miss a day. You may forget the sentence until the afternoon. You may feel no visible difference at first. Return without punishment. Consistency built through shame carries the old mark. Consistency built through respect creates the new one. The purpose is not to become rigid. The purpose is to become familiar with another way of meeting yourself. A sentence repeated without awareness can become empty. A sentence practiced through choices becomes lived. Ask what calm confidence would look like in the next matter before you. It may look like opening what you have avoided. It may look like waiting before responding. It may look like gathering accurate information. It may look like asking someone qualified for guidance. It may look like reviewing your limits. It may look like recognizing that no action is needed today. It may look like accepting that uncertainty remains. The answer will change with the situation. The quality beneath the answer can remain. Calm, clarity, self-respect, responsibility, readiness to learn. These qualities are not reserved for people whose lives are already settled. They are useful precisely because life is not always settled. You can practice them while rebuilding. You can practice them while waiting for information. You can practice them while making careful changes. You can practice them while facing real pressure. You can practice them without pretending that affirmations solve structural problems or replace expert help. Inner practice and practical action can stand together. One supports how you meet the other. You may still need a difficult conversation. You may still need a revised agreement. You may still need to reduce an expense, seek additional support, gather documents, learn a process, or ask for professional guidance. The sentence does not remove task. It changes the voice that accompanies you into it. Instead of, I cannot handle this, you may hear, I can begin with the facts. Instead of, I should be ashamed, you may hear, I can respond responsibly. Instead of, I have ruined everything, you may hear, I can identify what is repairable. Instead of, I must solve it alone, you may hear, I can seek appropriate support. This is not false comfort. It is useful language. It keeps the mind near the work. It keeps shame from taking all the available space. It keeps one problem from becoming your entire identity. You are more than the latest number you saw. You are more than a decision you regret. You are more than the season you are moving through. You are the person who can look again. You are the person who can ask. You are the person who can learn. You are the person who can make a different choice. You are the person who can remain worthy of respect while doing all of this. The oak carries old marks without becoming only those marks. Its trunk is wider than the original carving. Its life extends above and below what can be seen. Your life is also larger than the sentence you inherited. You have roots of experience. You have rings of learning. You have survived weather that once seemed impossible to bear. You have grown around moments that could not be undone. You are still adding strength. The new inscription does not deny the old one. It shows that growth continued. It shows that another hand became capable of choosing. It shows that the future was not completed when the first letters were carved. Your future is not completed now. There is room for wiser patterns. There is room for cleaner exchanges. There is room for support that does not create shame. There is room for boundaries that do not require anger. There is room for enjoyment that does not require punishment afterward. There is room for confidence that does not depend on certainty. Let receiving become part of the new sentence. Let it mean accepting accurate information. Let it mean hearing helpful advice. Let it mean accepting fair recognition. Let it mean letting rest restore you. Let it mean allowing another person to contribute. Let it mean remaining open to an answer you did not expect. You can receive and still discern. You can receive and still choose. You can receive and still protect your values. You can receive without owing your identity in return. This is a mature openness. It does not reach for everything. It does not fear everything. It listens. It examines. It responds. The old guilt may return. When it does, you can ask whether you have acted with care. You can ask whether anyone has been harmed. You can ask whether the exchange was honest. You can ask whether the guilt is teaching something useful or merely repeating an inherited rule. If repair is needed, you can repair. If no repair is needed, You can let the guilt pass without obeying it. Not every uncomfortable feeling carries an instruction. Some feelings are echoes. They sound through the widened letters of an old carving. You can hear the echo without making a new cut. You can rest your hand. You can choose not to deepen it. You can return to the sentence that belongs to the life you are building. I inscribe calm confidence into every choice. You are learning to give from choice. You are learning to accept with dignity. You are learning to ask without shame. You are learning to decline without cruelty. You are learning to act without abandoning yourself. The mark is becoming clearer. The trunk is still widening. Your next choice can support the life growing around it. The sentence has been chosen. Now it needs space to settle into the life around it. Not as pressure, not as performance, as a steady mark. You do not have to force every word into immediate certainty. You can let the meaning arrive through use. You can let the sentence become familiar while you open a document, answer a message, review a choice, or decide what deserves your attention first. The new inscription strengthens when it enters ordinary moments. It strengthens when you stand at the beginning of the day and remember that urgency is not the only way to move. It strengthens when you choose clarity before reaction. It strengthens when you let a practical concern remain practical. It strengthens when you resist the habit of turning one unfinished matter into a prediction about your whole life. The oak did not widen through force. Its growth came through continued contact with what sustained it, rooted attention, useful nourishment. Seasons met one at a time. You can build your new inner language in the same way. You do not have to carry every future season at once. You are meeting this day. You are meeting this choice. You are meeting this conversation. You are meeting this fact. The old inscription may tell you that calm must wait until everything is solved. The new one reminds you that calm is part of how you solve what can be solved. The old inscription may tell you that confidence must wait until no uncertainty remains. The new one reminds you that confidence is useful precisely when certainty is incomplete. The old inscription may tell you that responsibility requires tension. The new one reminds you that responsibility can be clear, measured, and humane. You are not lowering your standards. You are changing the condition under which you meet them. You are no longer asking fear to supervise every choice. Fear may still speak. It no longer has to sign your name. The hand that holds the pen today has lived more life than the hand that first absorbed the old message. It has learned through error. It has learned through repair. It has learned through disappointment. It has learned through support. It has learned that some doors require patience. It has learned that other doors require a clear knock. It has learned that not every delay is rejection. It has learned that not every opportunity deserves pursuit. It has learned that strength can include saying, "I need more information." This understanding belongs in the morning with you. Let it be present before the day becomes crowded. Let it stand beside the tasks. Let it stand beside the unanswered questions. Let it stand beside the ambitions you may be hesitant to name. You do not have to make yourself smaller to remain grounded. You do not have to distrust hope to remain wise. You do not have to reject support to remain independent. You do not have to earn dignity through exhaustion. You can carry responsibility without carrying contempt. You can make careful decisions without treating yourself as fragile. You can review the facts without assuming the worst before the facts are complete. The sentence is available again. I inscribe calm confidence into every choice. It does not ask whether the choice is large or small. It asks how you intend to meet it. A small choice made with awareness can become evidence. A clear question can become evidence. A boundary held without anger can become evidence. A thoughtful delay can become evidence. A useful request can become evidence. A repaired mistake can become evidence. Evidence matters because the mind learns from what you repeatedly show it. When you remain present, you show it that discomfort can be tolerated. When you ask for help, you show it that support can exist without humiliation. When you make a plan, you show it that uncertainty can be met in steps. When you let a completed task remain complete, you show it that not every moment must become another test. When you acknowledge progress, you show it that the record is larger than failure. This is how the new mark widens, quietly, repeatedly, honestly. You are not trying to convince yourself that every possibility will become reality. You are becoming available to the possibilities that deserve a fair examination. You are not demanding that the day prove your worth. You are bringing your worth into the day. You are not asking one result to carry your entire identity. You are letting results become information. Some outcomes will encourage you. Some will redirect you. Some will require patience. Some will ask for support. None of them need to remove your right to treat yourself with dignity. You may hear an old family sentence today. It may appear while you are making a request. It may appear while you are choosing how to use your time. It may appear when you consider accepting an offer. It may appear when you recognize that a familiar arrangement no longer fits. You can hear it without becoming it. You can acknowledge where it came from. You can decide whether it belongs in the present choice. The oak does not deny the initials carved into its trunk. It continues growing beyond the size those letters once knew. You are doing the same. You are not required to become a person without history. You are becoming a person whose history is not the only voice at the table. Your experience has a place. Your present understanding has a place. Your practical needs have a place. Your values have a place. Your hopes have a place. Your limits have a place. A confident choice listens to the whole tree, not only the oldest mark. You may find that confidence first appears as a reduction in inner noise. The facts remain the same, but you stop adding accusations to them. The question remains open, but you stop forcing an answer before it is ready. The task remains, but you stop describing it as proof of inadequacy. This is meaningful movement. It gives you more room to think. It gives you more room to act. It gives you more room to recover. A calm mind does not guarantee the easiest path. It can help you see the path more clearly. A respected self does not avoid every mistake. It can learn from mistakes without becoming trapped inside them. A supported inner life does not remove every demand. It can meet demands without turning each one into a crisis of worth. These are practical forms of prosperity. A clearer mind, a steadier voice, a healthier boundary, a willingness to learn, a capacity to accept appropriate help. A life that is not governed entirely by old fear. You may have once defined prosperity only by what could be counted. Counting has its place. Facts matter. Plans matter. Resources matter. There is also an inner quality that affects how you relate to all of them. A person can have more and still live in constant dread. A person can be building slowly and still feel grounded, capable, and open. The inner quality does not erase external reality. It changes how you participate in it. You are practicing participation. You are not withdrawing into fear. You are not hiding behind positive words. You are not denying the work. You are meeting the work with a different voice. Let these statements fall like steady rain into the living wood of your day. Let each one stand on its own. Let the lines be brief enough to return when needed. I trust myself to pause. I meet facts with dignity. I learn without shaming myself. I ask clear questions. I value my time. I respect my effort. I can revise a plan. I can begin again. I remain present with numbers. I choose clarity over panic. I welcome useful guidance. I accept fair support. I'm to a point goes. I protect my energy. I can say no cleanly. I can say yes wisely. I do not rush from fear. I let progress count. I honor what I have learned. I release inherited pressure. I keep the lessons. I loosen the shame. I am becoming steadier. I act with care. I speak with self-respect. I prepare without alarm. I make room for possibility. I recognize healthy support. I am open to learning. I can handle the next step. I do not need every answer now. I trust thoughtful timing. I let good moments remain good. I accept fair recognition. I choose balanced exchanges. I can repair what is repairable. I seek help when needed. I remain worthy while learning. I do not negotiate against myself. I meet opportunity with discernment. I let caution serve wisdom. I carry hope responsibly. I build trust through action. I keep my voice in the room. I welcome greater steadiness. I grow beyond old instructions. I choose a kinder record. I let support reach me. I move with calm confidence. I am rooted in dignity. I am ready to learn. I am allowed to grow. I receive with care. I choose with clarity. I act with respect. I remain grounded. I remain open. I keep growing. Calm confidence, clear attention, steady choices, rooted dignity, open hands, a living future. The lines do not need to be memorized all at once. One may stay with you. One may meet the exact place where an old sentence has been repeating. One may feel true enough to carry into the next hour. That is enough. You are not collecting words. You are choosing what deserves to grow. A single line practiced with awareness can become more useful than many lines repeated without contact. Listen for the sentence that makes your body stop bracing for a moment. Listen for the line that does not demand too much. Listen for the one that reminds you of a strength already present. It may be, I meet facts with dignity. It may be, I can handle the next step. It may be, I do not negotiate against myself. It may be, I remain worthy while learning. Let that line travel with you. The oak did not need every drop of rain to arrive at once. It received what came. It drew in what it could use. It remained rooted. You can receive these words in the same way. No force, no demand for instant transformation, no judgment about what has not yet changed. The day ahead will offer places to practice. You may not recognize them immediately. A message may arrive. A request may be made. An old fear may rise before a simple decision. You may feel the urge to respond quickly, so discomfort will end. That can be the moment to pause. Not forever. Long enough to return to the new mark. Long enough to ask what is true. Long enough to decide whether more information is needed. Long enough to remember that your voice belongs in the answer. This pause is not avoidance. It is participation with awareness. You are still moving. You are choosing the quality of the movement. There may also be moments when the right step is immediate. You know what needs to be opened. You know which question has waited long enough. You know which limit needs to be named. Calm confidence is not endless reflection. It can become direct action. It can say, I am ready to address this. It can say, I will make the call. It can say, I will ask for clarification. It can say, I will gather the document. It can say, I will take the first responsible step. The action does not need to be dramatic. It needs to be real. A small, real action strengthens the inscription. It creates contact between language and life. It tells the mind, this sentence is not only something I repeat, it is something I practice. The oak grew through contact. So will this confidence, through choices, through conversations, through revised habits, through support accepted at the right time, through rest that protects your judgment, through boundaries that preserve what matters, through the willingness to return after a difficult day. You do not lose the practice because fear reappears. You do not lose it because an old reaction arrives first. You do not lose it because one choice is imperfect. The practice is in the return. The return says the new mark still belongs to you. The return says the past does not regain ownership of the pen. The return says growth can continue after uncertainty. You are allowed to return as often as needed, without accusation, without drama, without declaring that everything has been undone. Nothing living grows in a perfectly straight line. Branches turn toward available light. Roots change direction around stone. The trunk carries evidence of weather. Growth remains growth. Your path may also bend. A plan may change. A goal may become more specific. An opportunity may reveal limits you could not see before. A decision may need revision. This does not make you unreliable. It may mean you are paying attention. Calm confidence includes the ability to respond to what you learn. It does not make an idol of the first plan. It stays loyal to the deeper values beneath the plan: safety, integrity, respect, useful contribution, sustainable effort, a life with room to breathe. These values can guide many different decisions. The form may change. the inscription remains. You can ask, does this choice support the life I am building? You can ask, am I acting from fear of disapproval? You can ask, have I considered the facts? You can ask, would support improve this decision? You can ask, am I treating myself with the respect I would offer someone I love? These questions return the pen to your hand. They do not guarantee a perfect answer. They help you make a more conscious one. Now let the body join the practice. You do not need to force a deep breath. Let the breath already moving through you become easier to recognize. Let your shoulders come away from the position of constant readiness. Let your jaw release the argument it has been holding. Let your hands rest without gripping the future. Let your feet remember the ground beneath them. You are here. The day is here. The next step is not the whole road. Lift your posture without becoming rigid. Make room across the chest. Let your gaze come forward. You are not looking down to apologize for taking up space. You are not looking ahead to predict every difficulty. You are meeting the visible part of the path. Take the sentence with you. I inscribe calm confidence into every choice. Let it become quieter now, not weaker, more settled. Calm in the mind, confidence in the voice, care in the action. You can begin the day without racing it. You can move at the speed of clear attention. You can choose the first task that deserves your presence. You can leave the rest in its proper order. You can face what requires attention. You can also recognize what can wait. Your life does not become more responsible when everything is treated as urgent, as Me 2.0's. Your life becomes more workable when importance is given a place. Choose the place. Choose the first step. Choose the tone. The old initials may still be visible. The living tree is wider now. Your hand is steadier. Your voice is clearer. Your day can begin from here. You can carry this steadiness into movement now. There is no need to wait for a more impressive feeling. You have already made the essential choice. You have chosen the tone that will accompany your actions. You have chosen to meet facts without turning them into accusations. You have chosen to let your voice remain present in decisions that affect your life. You have chosen to stop asking fear to prove that you are responsible. The next part is lived quietly. It is lived when you begin the task you have delayed. It is lived when you ask for the full information. It is lived when you let a fair answer be enough. It is lived when you step away from an exchange that requires you to disappear. It is lived when you accept useful support without creating a private punishment afterward. None of these moments needs to look dramatic. The oak did not become strong through display. It became strong through continued growth. The trunk widened because life kept moving through it. Your new sentence will also gain strength through use, not through pressure, not through perfect repetition, through contact with real choices. You may meet a situation today that awakens the oldest mark. The response may arrive before you can stop it. Your body may tighten. Your thoughts may rush toward the worst conclusion. You may feel the urge to make yourself smaller, answer too quickly, or delay the matter until it becomes heavier. This does not mean the practice has failed. It means you have reached the exact place where the new inscription is needed. You can slow the response. You can identify the facts. You can separate what is known from what fear is predicting. You can ask what belongs to you now. You can decide whether the next step is action, information, support, or rest. You do not need to solve more than the present moment requires. A calm choice is not always a comfortable choice. Sometimes it asks you to face what has been avoided. Sometimes it asks you to name what has not been working. Sometimes it asks you to disappoint a person who benefited from your silence. Sometimes it asks you to admit that you need guidance. Sometimes it asks you to let go of a plan that no longer matches the facts. The steadiness is not found in avoiding these moments. It is found in staying beside yourself while you move through them. You can feel discomfort and still remain clear. You can hear another person's opinion and still consult your own understanding. You can make a correction without describing yourself as a failure. You can take responsibility without surrendering your dignity. This is the kind of confidence that keeps growing. It does not depend on applause. It does not disappear when someone misunderstands you. It does not require every choice to be approved by the people around you. It remains connected to values. Fairness, care, honesty, sustainability, respect. These values can guide you when emotion is loud. They can guide you when the old family rule tries to speak with authority. They can guide you when you are tempted to trade long-term steadiness for immediate relief. The mark you choose today can become a standard for how you speak to yourself, a standard for what you agree to, a standard for the questions you ask, a standard for the support you seek, a standard for the way you return after an imperfect moment. Standards do not have to be harsh. They can protect what is alive. The bark protects the trunk without stopping growth. Your boundaries can do the same. A boundary can protect your time without closing your heart. A boundary can protect your energy without making you cold. A boundary can protect your attention without requiring a long explanation. A boundary can protect a larger purpose from being consumed by every immediate request. You can become more available to the life that matters by becoming less available to what repeatedly drains it. This may feel unfamiliar at first. The old inscription may interpret a boundary as rejection. It may tell you that care means unlimited access. It may warn that people will leave if you stop overextending. Some people may resist a change that no longer benefits them. Their resistance does not automatically mean your choice is wrong. You can listen. You can review. You can correct your tone if needed. You can still keep the boundary. Calm confidence does not make you inflexible. It makes you less likely to abandon a thoughtful decision merely to end discomfort. You can remain open to new information without surrendering to pressure. You can change your mind because the facts changed. You do not have to change it because guilt became loud. The distinction becomes clearer with practice. Each time you pause before giving away your answer, you learn. Each time you ask what you truly have capacity for, you learn. Each time you let another adult carry their share of a situation, you learn. Each time you stop rescuing people from the natural meaning of your no, you learn. These lessons widen the new mark. They become part of how you understand yourself. You begin to recognize that confidence is not a mood you must create. It is a pattern of staying present. You stay present with the facts. You stay present with your values. You stay present with your limits. You stay present with the possibility that you can learn. You stay. I present with the part of you that once believed disappearance was the safest choice. That younger part does not need to be pushed away. It needs to see what you can do now. It needs to see you ask a clear question and survive the answer. It needs to see you decline and remain worthy. It needs to see you accept help and remain free. It needs to see you make a mistake and choose repair instead of punishment. This is evidence that reaches deeper than argument. The mind may resist a sentence. It pays attention to lived proof. Give it proof that responsibility can be calm. Give it proof that self-respect can guide practical action. Give it proof that a difficult fact can be faced without becoming an identity. Give it proof that uncertainty can be carried in steps. This proof will not arrive all at once. It gathers. One conversation, one reviewed document, one boundary, one honest request, one return. The oak gathered ring after ring. No single ring had to become the entire tree. Your progress can also be cumulative. You do not need one perfect day. You need moments that begin agreeing with the sentence you chose. Some days will offer many. Some may offer only one. One is still part of the trunk. Do not dismiss what is small because you are accustomed to measuring only dramatic change. A quieter reaction is change. A shorter period of avoidance is change. A kinder recovery is change. A direct question is change. A planned decision that remains free from guilt is change. A request made without apology is change. A useful no is change. These moments are not insignificant. They are the living evidence that the first carving is no longer the only instruction growing with you. You have the right to recognize this progress. You do not have to wait until the work is complete. Living growth is never complete. Recognition gives the mind an accurate record. It says, "This happened." It says, "I responded differently." It says, "I stayed with myself." It says, "I can do this again." Let that record become part of the new inscription. You may have been trained to believe that acknowledging progress leads to complacency. In reality, honest acknowledgement can strengthen continued effort. It helps you see which actions support you. It helps you repeat what is useful. It helps effort feel connected to meaning rather than endless inadequacy. You can appreciate how far you have come and still continue. You can be grateful for what is stable and still improve what needs care. You can rest and still remain committed. You can feel proud without becoming careless. There is room for balance. There is room for humanity. The old rule may have offered only extremes: total vigilance or failure, constant giving or selfishness, complete certainty or danger, perfect control or collapse. Life is wider than those choices. You can prepare and still rest. You can re for others and still protect yourself. You can take a risk after careful thought. You can decline a risk that does not fit. You can feel uncertain and still act. You can wait without abandoning hope. You can value simplicity and still welcome growth. These are not contradictions. They are signs of a more complete inner life. The oak carries strength and flexibility. Its roots hold, its branches move. You can also be rooted without becoming rigid. You can know what matters while adapting how you move toward it. You can keep the sentence and change the plan. You can keep your dignity and ask for help. You can keep your values and accept greater ease. You can keep the lessons without keeping the shame. This is how a family pattern changes. Not through contempt for those who came before, through a different response in the place where the old response once repeated. You may become the person who speaks about practical matters without creating fear in the room. You may become the person who teaches that questions are welcome. You may become the person who can admit an error without becoming cruel. You may become the person who accepts fair exchange without apology. You may become the person who demonstrates that care and boundaries belong together. The initials carved long ago remain part of the family trunk. Your chosen mark can grow beside them. It can say that survival was honored. It can also say that survival was not the final aspiration. There can be steadiness. There can be clear participation. There can be support. There can be room to enjoy what has been built. There can be a different atmosphere around choices that once carried only tension. You do not have to create this entire atmosphere today. You begin by choosing what you bring into the next moment. The sentence is still available. I inscribe calm confidence into every choice. You can let it guide the first useful action. Open what needs to be opened. Name what needs to be named. Ask what needs to be asked. Review what deserves care. Leave what does not require your attention today. Your energy is valuable. Your attention is valuable. Your time is part of your life. Use them with intention. This does not mean every hour must be productive. Rest can be intentional. Joy can be intentional. Silence can be intentional. A conversation that strengthens you can be intentional. A slow meal can be intentional. Time spent learning can be intentional. You are not a machine that must justify every moment through output. You are a living person building a sustainable relationship with responsibility. Sustainability matters. A pattern that can be maintained with dignity will often serve you longer than a burst created through panic. You do not need to frighten yourself into action. You can choose action because it supports what you value. You can choose discipline because it protects the future you are building. You can choose rest because clear judgment requires renewal. You can choose support because some tasks are better carried with knowledge and companionship. This is a mature kind of self-trust. It does not pretend you can do everything alone. It knows when another perspective may help. It knows that expertise exists for a reason. It knows that asking a qualified person can be wiser than guessing in isolation. It also knows that no advisor can replace your responsibility to understand, question, and choose. You remain part of the process. Your voice stays in the room. Your values stay in the room. Your lived circumstances stay in the room. You do not surrender judgment because you requested support. You become better equipped to use it. The new inscription is not a command to become fearless. It is a commitment to become available to clarity. Fear may still visit. Let it bring information without giving it ownership. It may point to a detail worth checking. Check the detail. It may reveal that you need more preparation. Prepare. It may be repeating an old alarm without present evidence. Recognize the echo. You can learn from fear without living under it. You can thank it for the signal and still decide what the signal means. This is another form of calm confidence. It does not wage war against your emotions. It gives them a place without giving them the entire table. You can feel concern. You can feel hope. You can feel uncertainty. You can feel readiness. Several feelings can exist together. The choice can still be thoughtful. The outcome of a choice will not always tell you whether you met it well. A thoughtful request may still be refused. A careful plan may still need revision. A respectful boundary may still upset someone. A well-prepared effort may still lead to an answer you did not hope for. Do not let the result erase the quality of the way you showed up. You can evaluate both. You can ask what the outcome teaches. You can also ask whether you remained honest, clear, and present. This protects confidence from becoming dependent on constant success. If confidence survives only when everything works, it is still waiting for permission from outside you. The steadier form can remain after disappointment. It can say, "I wish this had gone differently." It can say, "I will learn what is available here." It can say, "I will not use this result to reopen every old accusation." It can say, "I am still capable of choosing again." This is especially important when the old inscription has linked rejection with worth. A no can feel larger than the present situation. It can awaken every earlier moment when you felt overlooked, dismissed, or insufficient. The feeling may be deep. The meaning does not have to become permanent. A refusal may reflect timing, fit, limited capacity, another person's priorities, or information you cannot see. It may also reveal an area where preparation would help. You can consider the lesson without declaring yourself the lesson. You can remain teachable without becoming breakable. The same is true when an answer is yes. A welcome result does not need to become a new form of pressure. You do not have to prove that you deserved it by exhausting yourself. You do not have to predict how it might be taken away. You do not have to make the next goal larger before this one has been acknowledged. Let a good result enter the record. Let it show that you were able to prepare, participate, and remain open. Let gratitude be present without turning gratitude into self-erasure. The trunk holds both harsh seasons and generous ones. Neither season is the whole life of the tree. You can learn to hold outcomes with the same breadth. A disappointment is real. A success is real. Neither needs to become your entire name. This protects your choices from extremes. You do not have to chase every positive feeling. You do not have to flee every difficult one. You can stay long enough to understand what happened. Then you can choose what comes next. Sometimes what comes next is another attempt. Sometimes it is more preparation. Sometimes it is a different direction. Sometimes it is a period of restoration. Sometimes it is accepting that no further action is yours. Calm confidence can recognize all of these. It does not insist that persistence always means continuing in the same way. Persistence may mean remaining committed to your values while changing the method. It may mean stepping back from a path that repeatedly asks you to betray yourself. It may mean giving a worthy goal more time. It may mean releasing a goal that belonged to an earlier version of you. The chosen mark is not a cage, it is a guide. It helps you ask whether your actions still agree with the life you intend to build. You are permitted to outgrow a plan. You are permitted to become more informed. You are permitted to want a different kind of stability than the one you once imagined. The oak shape was not decided by the first branch. It kept responding to life while remaining itself. You can do that too. You can adapt without calling yourself inconsistent. You can become clearer without apologizing for what you did not know before. You can honor an earlier decision and still make a new one. This is how mature self-trust behaves. It does not demand that the past version of you had every answer. It asks the present version to use what is known now. When you review the day, let the review be useful. Do not search only for the moments when you lost your steadiness. Look for where you returned. Look for where you asked instead of assumed. Look for where you waited instead of rushing. Look for where you acted before avoidance grew heavier. Look for where you accepted an honest limit. Look for where you let another person's response belong to them. These moments show the mark in motion. They show that the sentence is entering your conduct. The review can also name what needs care next. A conversation may remain unfinished. A boundary may need clearer language. A practical matter may require qualified guidance. A habit may need a structure that is easier to maintain. Name these without turning them into a list of defects. They are areas of attention. Attention can be calm. Attention can be compassionate. Attention can lead to action. You are not grading your worth at the end of the day. You are learning how your inner instruction shapes your movement. This keeps the practice alive. It prevents the sentence from becoming another standard used to punish you. You will not repeat it perfectly. You will not embody it in every moment. Perfection was never the purpose. The purpose is to make a steadier response more available. Availability grows through returning. It grows through honest review, honest. It grows through action that respects both the facts and the person facing them. That person is you. You are worthy of the same patience you would offer someone learning an important skill. You are worthy of clear feedback without cruelty. You are worthy of support that strengthens your agency. You are worthy of a life in which responsibility and self-respect reinforce each other. Let this understanding move with you before the day becomes busy. You are not entering the hours ahead to pass a test. You are entering them to participate. You will gather information. You will make choices. You will adjust where needed. You will carry forward what is useful. This is enough work for one living day. The day does not require emotional perfection from you. It asks only that you remain present enough to choose the next respectful action. Let that reduce the pressure. You do not need to manufacture enthusiasm. You do not need to perform certainty. You do not need to prove that the practice has changed everything. You are living one day with a new sentence. That is enough to begin. The 7-day check-in is not a race. It is a period of observation. You are noticing which old reactions appear. You are seeing where the new line helps. You are discovering which situations make you shrink. You are recognizing where support would be useful. You are giving your mind fresh evidence. On some days, the change may be visible. On others, the deepest work may be the choice not to attack yourself. That choice matters. It creates the inner condition in which learning can continue. You may reach the end of a day and realize that you forgot the sentence completely. Do not turn forgetting into another reason for shame. Remembering now is the return. You can begin again at any point. The tree does not reject a new season because the last one was difficult. It keeps living. You can keep living the practice. A return at midday counts. A return after an argument counts. A return after a poor decision counts. A return after fear counts. The sentence is not a prize for perfect behavior. It is a companion for real behavior. Carry it where life is unfinished. Carry it where you are still learning. Carry it where you are rebuilding trust. Let it become associated with honesty rather than performance. I inscribe calm confidence into every choice. The words can become quieter now. They do not need to stay at the front of your thoughts all day. A healthy inscription does not shout. It remains available. It can rise when the old mark is touched. It can guide the hand before the answer is given. It can remind you that the adult you are now has options. You can pause. You can ask. You can seek counsel. You can wait. You can decline. You can begin. You can repair. You can continue. These options are part of your strength. You are not trapped inside the first reaction. You are not trapped inside the first lesson. You are not trapped inside the first carving. The living trunk has widened. Your understanding has widened. Your choices can widen too. Stand with that knowledge. Let your feet meet the floor with purpose. Let your posture carry respect rather than apology. Let your gaze meet the day at its actual size, not enlarged by dread, not reduced by denial. The day is a series of moments. You will meet them one at a time. Choose the first. Give it your full attention. Then choose the next. You do not need to rush ahead to prove that you can handle everything. You show trust by handling what is here. The breath can remain natural. The shoulders can remain free. The hands can remain open. Your body does not need to brace against every possibility. You can save that strength for the actions that truly require it. Begin with clarity. Move with dignity. Ask when you need to ask. Rest when rest protects wisdom. Act when action is ready. The new mark travels with you. It is present in the way you enter a room. It is present in the way you review a choice. It is present in the way you speak your value. It is present in the way you let another person offer support. It is present in the way you recover. You do not have to display it. You live it. The oak stands broad because growth stayed with it. Let your chosen sentence stay with you, not as a demand, as a standard, not as a guarantee, as a way of meeting what comes, not as an escape from practical reality, as an inner posture that helps you face it. You can be calm and decisive. You can be careful and open. You can be responsible and kind. You can be learning and capable. You can be hopeful and grounded. These truths can belong together. Let them belong together in you. The old initials have had many years. The new inscription has today. Today is enough. A single day can hold several chances to choose differently. A single choice can show the mind another path. A single respectful response can interrupt a family pattern. A single return can keep growth moving. Do not ask today to prove the whole future. Let it become one honest ring. Let it carry one clear mark. Let it show that your hand was present. The tree of your life is not finished. There is room in the widening trunk. There is room for wiser language. There is room for steadier choices. There is room for fair support. There is room for rest without guilt. There is room for growth that does not require self-rejection. Step forward with that room inside you. Let the first action be practical. Let the second be patient. Let the next answer come from the person you are becoming rather than the fear you inherited. You do not need to announce the change. Your choices will reveal it. Your tone will reveal it. Your boundaries will reveal it. Your recovery will reveal it. The mark will widen as you live. Carry the sentence once more. I inscribe calm confidence into every choice. Then let the words become action. Let calm shape the pace. Let confidence keep your voice present. Let each choice add honest evidence. Let the day meet the person who no longer abandons themselves at the first sign of uncertainty. You are ready for the next step. You are ready to learn from the step after that. You are ready to remain on your own side. The roots hold. The trunk widens. The chosen mark remains. I rise, carrying the mark I chose. Keep rising. Life is with you. Walk into this day as your own steady witness.